Well, do you need a water heater and you're thinking about maybe going to one of those American home warranty companies? Well, I'm here to tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. Understand exactly what you're signing up for here. So I'm making this video as a warning to people. Something that I'm kind of going through right now, which was kind of thrown on me at the last second here. So essentially what these companies, I understand they're a business, they got to make money and all of that, but their business model is essentially someone with money taking advantage of somebody that does not have money. So you don't have that much money to begin with, and you're going to end up paying essentially double what the water heater is actually worth because you don't have the money up front. I would try to find any other means. Put it on a credit card, borrow from family, sell your kids, whatever you got to do, but I would not sign one of these. So I bought a house that had 2 water heaters, 2 40-gallon gas water heaters that are owned by this company. The previous owner signed onto these leases. This is Pivotal Home Solutions, and boy, do they have a solution for you. They're going to shake you down for everything you got. And just FYI, their customer service is dog crap. They don't know what they're doing. One person tells you that they can email you the documentation. The next person says, we cannot email you the documentation. It has to be by regular mail, and it's going to take 30 days. And then I called back about 5 times, and finally somebody emailed me the documentation, and then I started reading it because I'm supposed to sign this and take this lease on, and holy crap, dude, I am put in a position where it's like, how much you want to pay for these things? Yeah, and they work it to shake you down for every last penny that they can, and I'll explain. First off, let's look at how much is a 40-gallon gas water heater going for these days. $550 on Home Depot. Yes, I know there's an installation fee. I install these things all day long on the side. $300. I can get one of these in and out in an hour. Installed and out the door. Right? And then the metal itself, the scrap, that is actually, it's not worth a lot. Maybe $5-10. But it doesn't cost to dispose. They actually get money for them. So disposal fee, yeah, I don't think so. So let's say, even if you paid $300, let's say you don't know somebody, right? You don't know somebody, and you have to actually call a plumbing company. Let's say you paid $1,200 installed from a plumbing company, which I think is about fair. That's about fair. Maybe it might be a little bit more or a little bit less depending on the company and prices and such. But let's just use $1,200 as a, that's how much it would cost me to call a plumbing company and get one of these installed. So I did a bit of math here. Going off of this little sheet here, they're expecting the tank to last 9 years, and that's when kind of the lease kind of dies and goes off into nothing. So the tanks are 3 years old already, and essentially so these are $20 a month. That's what the payment is on the tank. Times 12 months in a year is $240. Times the 9 years, which is about the life of a tank, like 9-10 years. If it's still running, replace it anyway. Like, you don't want to go past 10 years. So let's just do the 9 because that's what's on here. Equals almost $2,200. So you're essentially paying $1,000 more for your water heater. And it's not just, and I understand they're a business and they need to make money. I get it, but you start looking at the fine print in this thing, right? So they make it very, very difficult for you. So I called them and said, hey, I'm not comfortable with this lease. I would like to buy the tanks outright. Right now. I'll give you a credit card. We will pay these off. To buy them outright today is $868 each. So it'd be $1,600. I could buy both tanks out and not have to do monthly payments and pay way more than that. Because if I do the monthly payments, it's going to cost me $3,200 by the 9th year. So it's a big difference. It's a big difference in price. So I called them and I said, I'll give you a credit card right now. I want to buy them. And they said, no, you can't because they're not in your name. They're in the previous owner's name. And I was like, I understand that, but I bought the house. They're in my house right now. And I would like to buy them. And they said, well, what you have to do is you need to sign the lease and pay on the lease for a minimum of 6 months. See? They want to get an extra 6 months out of me and then charge me the $868. But the previous owner, she can call in right now and buy them outright for $868 and not have to pay for another 6 months. So I said, I want to buy them. And they said, well, you can't because they're in her name. And I was like, well, can I buy them for her? Because if you ever gone to a bank, you can deposit money into anybody's account. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You don't have to have their account information or not. Here's his name or her name. I would like to deposit this money. And they would say, yes, thank you. And put it right in there. So I don't see that they're saying that they can't do it because they're trying to shake me down for everything that I have. So now what I basically have to do is go drive out and meet the previous owner. And she needs to call them. And I'm going to give her my credit card and say, here, pay them off with my credit card so we can end this. Because I'm not, I understand I'm supposed to, acquire this problem, but I want to get out of it in the cheapest manner possible. So, yeah. I just, I felt like making this video to just kind of warn people. It's kind of a racket here. Oh, and check this out. Let's say I did sign the lease. Right, if I signed the lease and I tried to buy these tanks out before the 6 months is up, they're going to tack on an additional $325 if buyout price is paid during the minimum term. That's theft. That is insane. I'm not signing this. So we're gonna have to figure out another way to do this. But yeah, you've been warned. Make sure you do your homework. Don't sign stuff that you haven't read. Because they're gonna get you. Make sure you subscribe. Give you a thumbs up. See you later.